Hey, Jesse.
Hello, Lindsay. What's up?
Here we are.
Hey, wait a minute.
We're at the end.
Hello, Cindy. We got a guest here. Holy shit.
We have two guests. Then we also have Jason, who Cindy brought with her as our honored guest. He's going to just hang out over there in the shadows.
Hanging.
Hang out. What are you drinking today?
I'm drinking everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
You do. You have a whole beer cart, liquor, whatever cart.
So I'm doing the Four Horsemen. So Johnny Walker, right? Jim Beam, right? Jack Daniels, right? And Jameson, right?
Yeah.
The Four Horsemen.
The Four Horsemen. What you got in your cup?
I don't know. Whatever you just gave me. What was that?
I didn't give you anything.
Yeah, you gave me some kind of energy drink.
Oh, Alani.
Alani.
We're on the Alani, was it cherry slush?
Yeah, I'm geeking on that, and I'm geeking on that, and then we're going to be geeking on this because you're geeking on that.
Oof. And I am having a truly unruly. This is a 8% seltzer.
Are you sure you're ready for that?
I only had 2 of these yesterday, and I was like, ooh, yeah. But I'm gonna have one of these, and I'm gonna have a regular White Claw.
And then later on, we're making a cocktail.
And then halfway through the episode, we were making a cocktail and unveiling the box that I opened in part 3, which I was flabbergasted at. Jesse is rocking his Jim Jones t-shirt, and I am rocking Black Sabbath because
that's what made me feel old.
R.I.P. Ozzy.
Literally.
So what was it that made you feel old?
It is literally that. Legends.
They're gone.
Hulk Hogan
they're leaving us.
Just passed away.
We lost Malcolm
Osborne, Malcolm
Jamal Warner,
legends.
Theo Huxtable,
and people that
Joe Maggio,
people that we went to school with.
Yes, we did lose another classmate this week.
Right?
Yes.
Wouldn't that make you feel old? Like you start looking back, you're just like, holy shit. Just legends, and even people your age are dropping. What?
I know.
We're not that old, Lindsay.
No.
What made you feel old, though?
Exactly all of that.
Really?
We lost our icon, man.
Like blanket oldness.
And we just saw this man 2018, so that's 7 years ago.
And he sounded so amazing.
He was so good, and he was kicking ass, even though he was going behind the curtain and taking some breathing treatments in between while Zach was doing the guitar solos and shit.
I get it.
But he was rocking. He was on stage. I put it on TikTok because I did record. I went back and looked through all of my digital clutter and looked through all of our videos from that Rockville. Found great footage. I put the entire performance. It's blowing up too.
Mom coming home and he's all like, sounding
not
so
no more
good.
tears. My mom coming home.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
That was it. And
it's like a whole 4-minute video.
Everything that we like to listen to, and he's the leader of a lot of that music.
He created the sound that we love. He's pioneer.
R.I.P. Ozzy. And I grew up watching a lot of pro wrestling stuff, so it was just like Hulk Hogan too.
I know.
Oh, it's big.
I watched the Osborne show and the Hulk Hogan show with his family. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Hulk Hogan's got some shady shit going on. But his daughter, Brooke, she had done a song with Paul Wall that me and Cindy enjoyed very much. And we used to rock the fuck out to that. Yeah, so we've lost some legends this week.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I love your Black Sabbath shirt.
Yes, I love it too.
And Cindy over there,
I got a couple of them.
She finna go on a picnic over there.
And she does. She looks very picnic.
I might be.
Yes.
It's summer. We're gonna picnic all summer long.
It's so fucking hot. I know.
Most conservative, but less clothing.
I went outside for 5 minutes earlier to set up chairs for us and all to chill in between this recording, and I'm like, damn, I'm going back inside.
It's hot.
It's hot.
But we got the fans going, and we've got the cooler with ice and waters. Yeah, we've got the AC.
This is going to be a long one, so you guys strap in.
Yes.
So,
here we go.
What made you feel old, Cindy? You didn't say.
Everything you guys are just talking
about.
So
it's blanket. It's just full on blanket. Right. Well, happy Friday, everybody, and we're fixing to kick this off. Lindsay has a lot.
I got a lot to talk about, guys. Strap in.
God.
What did you just open? Jim Beam?
No, Jameson.
Oh, Jim. That's what I meant to say.
A little Irish.
Jemison, it's all going to run together.
I didn't do Jose. Jose's like one of them too, but like I think he's like a non-spoken horseman.
I can only drink Jose Silver. Yeah.
I mean, I have Jose, but I think I'm just going to do like...
We have Jose Silver up there?
The whiskeys, more the whiskey bourbon type.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sticking with that.
Yeah, mix tequila in there. You may be dead later. I don't know. I can't...
Dead or almost dead.
Yeah.
Well, I can mark it off on the Bible. So, cool. Yeah. I mean, I did this for New Year's one time. We got tanked with a friend of ours. Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Jose has really not been a friend of mine over the years, so I stick to Patron or 1800 when I do tequila.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody wants to partake, I got them over here, y'all.
Yes.
Party. Okay.
But if you're new here, what we do is we have a couple of drinks. We talk about true crime. So at the end of the episode, Jesse plugs a band that he has sought out and gotten permission to play on this podcast. So we're not going to get copyright problems, are we? Because we got permission.
I'm not for the bands, Lindsay. No. We're golden.
Yes. And we had something really cool happen this week. So our friend, Jenny Haynes, listened to our pod.
Yes.
She shared it to her followers, shared our podcast that we did on her to her followers, and has also informed us that there is a documentary coming out soon. So look out for that. We will announce it. We're going to plug it, do all the things for that documentary. We're ready.
Yeah, she was really inspired about my analysis.
Yes,
on
she
everything.
she was giving Jesse all the love.
I know, that's awesome.
Where
she liked our
I was-
package and everything we sent her, and she's like, I'm just doing my own thing over here in Australia, and I'm going to have a documentary. There's more comments.
And there's more to the story, and we're going to keep that to ourselves because she did share that with us in confidence. But make sure you look out for that documentary on Jenny Haynes. We will keep you updated, as I'm sure she will with us.
So go back, check that out.
Yes.
Check it out and hit them up and hit her up and let her know, you understand. You really
Her
feel
story was incredible.
Everything is just... That's what I was trying to analyze through Lindsay's story, through her horrific battles.
Which I was just recounting her story. That's all I'm doing here. I was telling it to you and our listeners because it deserved to be told. And
it came back around.
I don't know her story is incredible, but what she encountered was horrific. So, but she wants her story told. Because there are monsters out there and they can be in your own family.
Yes.
And everybody at this table, I'm probably sure has dealt with a monster in their own family.
A demon.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, so if you're starting here, please go back and listen to the first 3 parts because I can't even begin to recap everything. So now, Daddy Jones has purchased property in Guyana, South America, and has sent about 50 pioneers to start development on Jonestown, which is to be a socialist utopia for the People's Temple. Now, I had said that the church had purchased 300 acres, but it was actually 3,000.
What?
And it was a lease. And there were rules to this lease that they had, it was a agriculture project.
That's a grip of land.
It's a grip.
That's a lot.
But they were only going to develop a certain amount for living quarters. So by this time, there had been quite a few deserters, and they were all starting to tell of the concerning things that were happening within the temple's communal living. Also, Tim and Grace Stone had left the church, leaving their son John behind because Jim basically had rights to him and was claiming that he had sired this child. Because Grace had slept with him, but her and Tim were still also...
So she was on the list.
She was on the list.
Yeah.
But her and Tim were still also participating as a married couple. So, like I said, paternity is not determined, but I did look at a picture of this child and oh my God.
Jimba.
It looks just like Jimba.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Lindsay, you're fixing to flip so much shit right now. It's hard for me to even... This is going to be a rough one.
Oh, yeah.
How am I going to be kiki haha over here?
We're going to... It's going to be kiki haha until I tell you it's not.
Oh,
yeah.
No, we'll know. We are going to know.
So Tim and Grace, who are no longer together, they still joined forces and had a custody battle against Jim Jones and Jonestown, People's Temple, the whole shebang to get little John back. Among some of the early pioneers of Guyana was Jim and Marceline's only biological son, Stephen Jones. Now, Stephen had caught on to his father's bullshit early on and hated the way his mother was humiliated by Jim through all the affairs and other women, and of course, the main mistress, Carolyn Layton. Stephen had already attempted suicide 3 times before his father sent him off to work in the jungle when he was 18. Wow. Now, Marceline was furious at this, but once in Guyana, Stephen did amazing things and took a lot of pride in building and developing the community. Brochures and flyers were made for the rest of the congregation to get them hyped up for this new move.
Did they play Guns N' Roses before they came down there? Oh, Guns N' Roses wasn't around yet.
Welcome to the jungle. No, they weren't far behind though. Shit. Yeah. Like they weren't far behind. This was
that's what I was 70s. Thinking.
They were in the 80s,
I was
right?
thinking of that or like some CCR shit and they're flying in with like helicopters and shit coming in.
Burn arrow. Yeah. That song is played, what is it? Fortunate Son, right?
Some folks are born.
Ooh, that red, white, blue. That's in every Vietnam War movie
ever.
Yeah. Yes. Now, Marceline had been working for the state, and she had her own apartment where Stephen had been staying with her for a while before Jim ordered him to go to Guyana. She came to Jim one day and told him that she had fallen in love with a psychologist and wanted to leave him and take the children and move to Georgia. I think it was like what's the fort in Georgia? Because I forgot to write it down. Fort
Bragg?
Benning. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were going to move to Fort Benning. And Marceline had hoped that Jim would beg her to stay, but instead, he called all the kids in and said, hey, Mom's being selfish and wants to break up our family for her own desires, not thinking about what's best for everyone, and wants to take you away from everything here and move you to Georgia. So the conditioned children, of course, said they didn't want to leave. But Marceline said that she was going to go through with her plan anyway. And then Jim, with a whole bunch of theatrical words, it was more than I cared to write down, basically said that he would kill her if she left. Yes, control. And she knew that he now had armed bodyguards and would do anything for him, so she backed down.
Wow.
I know.
It's so scary.
It's so scary.
If only they knew.
If only they knew. The Planning Commission, or the PC, consisted of the longest standing loyal members, which were mostly white, besides Archie Iams, and the PC were the eyes and the ears and the planning coordinators for all the temple activities. The PC meetings were closed off from the rest of the temple and would sometimes go into the wee hours of the night. This guy
never slept.
Never fucking slept, and he made sure nobody else did either, okay? So no bathroom breaks for the rest, but Jim would relieve himself when he wanted. And we did talk about that in the last episode. We talked about that, where he would relieve himself behind the podium while everybody else would hold their bladder and pass out and shit.
Yeah, they weren't part of the cool club.
No,
sure.
They weren't in the inner circle, okay? They weren't on the PC. The meetings would start out with mostly planning, but would become a whole discussion about who was fucking who Jim was now fucking, and who he felt needed to be fucked. Exactly.
Just a bunch of fucking fuckery.
Yes.
Had a list.
It was a whole
He had
book.
a list.
I didn't make the book, Lindsay.
What do you mean?
I didn't make it.
You weren't born yet.
I wasn't cool enough to
You had a
make the
few
book.
more years to go, yeah.
I think he would have liked me. Yeah, I can tell.
New people who were appointed to join the PC, was considered a high honor until they went to their first meeting. And then they were like, oh, this is what's behind.
There's a whole deck session.
Yeah. Then Jim decided he needed to conduct a loyalty test on his PC. So one night, while everyone was gathered, he decided to serve a glass of wine. Now this was not normal, by the way, because they really didn't drink. After everyone had partaken, he announced that the wine had been poisoned. And they all were going to die within 45 minutes.
So he tricked them all.
Yes.
He's testing them.
And some didn't bat an eye. Like, they were like, okay. But then some acted like they had actually been poisoned, freaked out, or passed out, or started convulsing.
What the fuck?
And then Jim would say, ha, just kidding. That was the test to see how loyal you are.
Yeah.
And
of the emergency broadcast system.
This is a test.
Fuck.
Lizzie Workham Standby would have been out. Deuces! Pack my bags. Let me go.
I'm
I'm out of
I would
here.
have been out when he was talking about the fucking list that he wanted of people to fuck.
Oh, yeah. His
Like,
fuck schedule.
bye.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, honestly, like, and he lost nobody with this test. Like, not one person. Now, at first, when defectors would leave, Jim would try and sweet talk them back or get Marceline or Carolyn Layton to talk them back in. And sometimes he would send his bodyguards to threaten them. And then sometimes he would require that you had to move at least 100 miles away from you. They're still in Ukiah right now. And for some who had given up everything to live communally, that seemed impossible. So
Yeah, they're broke. He's been
they're broke. They ain't got
asking them
shit.
to give them
Right.
all, every damn thing they could do, and they had no means. He
No
had them
means.
brought down. They're tired as fuck. They're broke as fuck. They're oppressed.
They're tired. They're exhausted.
Yeah.
This man don't shut up.
They're brainwashed.
Literally.
He's banging them all to death. I mean, literally. I mean,
Now, after the Gang of Eight had took off, Jim had felt he needed to tighten that squeeze. That's why property deep in the jungle, under the guise of an agriculture mission, was purchased.
so that was the turning point when the Gang of Eight left. He's like,
Well, it was just a little. Yeah, it was almost right after that when the Gang of Eight was like,
we got to change.
they clocked
location.
out and he clocked back in on overtime.
And shit really started. That's where I got chills last time when we were talking about the Gang of 8 and there's somebody fixing to come for him. He's like, deuces.
Right.
I'm fixing to turn this fucker up. So it's fixing to turn the fuck up, y'all.
Oh yeah,
Strap
it's just
in.
strap in.
Strap the. Wait. Jameson said so.
Yeah, let me take a sip.
Yeah, Jameson, hello. And yeah, I got more of this to go.
Is that your first shot of
Yeah.
the Four Horsemen? Okay.
Well, I think it was more than a shot, but yeah, come on.
Now, most of the Temple kids had been going to public school in the area while they were in Ukiah. Some of the public school teachers started to report suspicions of abuse and exhaustion on the Temple kids. So now it was time to get out. Everything is starting to crash around them, and it was all the government's fault and the traitors' fault and the outsiders who didn't understand the Temple ways.
Well, anybody that's in the public,
Anybody's fault but
against
Jim.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's not. You're not allowed to talk about it, and you know that's the first rule about Fight Club, right?
Right.
We don't talk about Fight Club, right?
Now, I did forget to mention in the last episode that Jim had been arrested for lewd conduct while seeking a male partner in MacArthur Park.
But he was heterosexual. Like
He was the only heterosexual in the world.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just him.
Yeah.
Now, I guess that this was a known place for activity, and some policemen had been out on a stakeout there. When Jim made the signal to a young man to join him in the bathroom, he didn't know that that young man was an undercover cop. So the cop goes to the bathroom, and Jim is there already and starts walking towards him, masturbating.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you got
It was a thing. It happened. MacArthur Park.
Lindsay. So this dude's like coming at
Just
you
coming at the cop,
and coming at
full
himself
wank.
and
Yes.
coming at everybody all at one time.
wanking it.
Yeah.
So Jim is arrested.
Is that his fucking thing? Like, you're not on the list, but I'm going to put you on the list.
Well, obviously, he wasn't getting enough within the commune, okay?
How? He
I
has the
talked
whole
about
book.
him 3. He
has-
had the whole thing.
he has
He
chapters.
had anybody he wanted, but he still had to go to MacArthur Park and find some strange.
He wanted some scrain.
Yes.
Ooh, sneaky link.
So he gets bailed out, or he gets arrested, he gets bailed out, and then he gets a doctor's note saying that he has an enlarged prostate, and he was encouraged to jump up and down or to run in place to help with this issue. So that's what he was doing, not masturbating. Yeah.
Seriously.
And Tim Stone, before he had left the church, of course, had helped this all go away. Or this lewd activity could have prevented him from buying that property in Guyana.
I don't think...
Because they did a full investigation on him before he bought his property.
Yeah.
I don't think our innocent bystanders over here just knew what they came over here to do with us.
I did.
Well, she does. She's yeah. We've talked about this whole case for years. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can shake Lindsay too much.
But Jason's like, I'm sorry, what?
He's the no comment guy over here.
He's soaking it all in.
We didn't even give him a microphone. Holy shit. This dude's like coming at this. Oh my God, well, the problem is, Lindsay, the fucking problem is, I can picture every bit of all that.
He's just got an enlarged prostate. Just an enlarged kidney.
Get on with that.
What's that? The meme of the little kid in the car seat? Bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. Yes.
Oh, bullshit.
So there's a lot of corruption within the politics between Jim and the Guyanese officials, like an arranged affair between the ambassador and a temple member who had also been a lover of Daddy Jones. Like, it's still a circle. It's a circle.
It's a circle.
So portions of the property, they get developed for planting crops. Cottages were built for communal living. There was a dining hall, a school, a nursery, a radio room with communications equipment to stay in touch with the American chapters of the temple because they didn't close them down completely.
Really?
They keep the San Francisco going.
In the States.
Instead of relocating, he tried to grow.
Yes.
Basically.
Well, he relocated his commune, but the services, like the church, I'm doing air quotes, the church services stayed in San Francisco.
He kept the machine going.
Yes. Because he was depending on the people that didn't want to move
to fund it.
Right. That's the machine, the money. Yeah.
Right.
And now they're moving to a third world country out in the field in the jungle.
In the
middle
jungle.
of nowhere.
Yeah.
And there's nothing but what they built.
So they equip it with a pavilion for meetings and sermons. So Jonestown, it's ready. It's ready to go, okay?
The town is ready. His theme park has been built.
Yes.
Finally.
Literally.
Like,
it's the saddest theme park you'll ever hear about in your life.
Our first episode, I said theme park.
Yeah.
And here we are.
It's not a theme park you ever want to visit.
We finally made it to Wally World.
It's a hard labor theme park, yeah.
What movie was that where they're trying to make it to Wally World? National Lampoon. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they made it to Wally World. Well, it's Jimmy World. It's Jim Jones World. It's Jonestown.
Jonestown.
Get down in Jonestown.
So now some settlers, along with the pioneers, have been going little by little for a few years. Mr. Muggs, the temple's chimp mascot, had been among the early settlers of Jonestown. Now, I'm not going to talk about him a lot, but if you want some real Mr. Muggs, what is the word that I'm looking for? Content. Go listen to, one of my favorites, Last Podcast on the Left, they have a 5-part on this series, and Henry's voice for Mr. Muggs is one of the funniest things you'll ever hear, so I do encourage that, because I always want to support the people who inspired me, for sure. So Jim would tell his congregation that he had saved Mr. Muggs from being a lab experiment, but he had just bought him from an exotic pet store. Like, it wasn't that serious. It wasn't that deep. Yeah, he wasn't he wasn't going to die to test our makeup products on, you know? So in 1977, temple members are getting their passports by the hundreds. This does throw up some red flags, but not enough. Supplies and food shipments are sent out, and some guns are being smuggled. Some settlers had to stay in Georgetown before going to Jonestown while more cottages are being built. And they would stay in Georgetown to adapt to the heat and the environment, because this shit is hot. Okay, we're just slightly above the equator there.
Well, you're in the jungles of South America.
Mm-hmm.
That is literally where it's at.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Central America in March last year.
Different kind of heat.
And holy fucking shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wore like almost a see-through top with some bike shorts, and we were dying. Now, we were on an air-conditioned bus for our tour, but when we would get out to look at spots, pure death.
I better get in some water.
There was no water on that trip because we decided just to tour like their little.
We didn't. Yeah, but it was just like there was a.
And that was Central America,
in it. Yeah,
not
Central
South.
America.
Yeah,
So
we're still above the equator there. Some people would stay in Georgetown permanently to be the eyes and ears for Jonestown, and they would have their own little area called the Lamaha Gardens. So that's where their PR representatives stayed in Georgetown. And they would have communications set up through ham radio. So these settlers would have small businesses in Georgetown to continue to raise money for the agriculture mission in Jonestown, as well as going door to door and asking for donations. Punishment for not collecting at least $100 a day was being sent to Jonestown for hard labor or contributing to the development. Jonestown pioneers were always in need of medical attention due to sunstroke, dehydration, infected bug bites, and exhaustion.
Yeah, just the bugs alone.
The bugs alone. Just the bugs. And that's not even
they're
half
not ready. They didn't
of what
know
they're
the
experimenting
logistics
out
of
there.
Wow.
Like, you got full-on jungle, spiders,
hundreds of people.
snakes,
They brought
monkeys were
hundreds
their
of people.
roosters. Like, literally, that's what they woke up to, the sound. It was monkeys screeching, which would kind of be cool if you choke. I don't know. We'll see. we'll get there.
I don't know.
So Jones found his missions doctor, which was Larry Schacht. And he had been a drug addict and a dropout, but was rehabilitated by the temple's drug program. The temple had paid for his tuition at a Mexican medical school, and then he was American certified in medicine. Larry Schacht was very indebted to Daddy Jones and the whole temple, so he would do anything that was asked of him. So he took off to Jonestown, fresh out of school. He's literally learned everything on the job, from sutures to childbirth, and most importantly, how to stay alive in the woods. And along with Schacht were several experienced nurses. And these nurses, they would have more experience than Larry. Like,
Wow.
yeah,
I don't think he's ready.
No.
I don't think
Larry
you
Schacht
got
will be a
hundreds of
very
people,
important name through the rest of this episode.
hundreds of people from California
Mm-hmm.
has just moved to a fucking jungle.
Well,
that
we're
is
getting there. We're getting there.
scratched
We're
out.
not there quite yet. We're almost there.
Okay, they're getting ready.
They're getting ready. Yeah, they're getting ready. They've got their passports.
Don't
They're
they?
selling their shit. They're getting ready to go because most of them can only go with like a satchel of stuff, you know.
Right.
So there had been some investigations and newspaper articles revealing the temple's secrets. And by the time that everybody's getting ready to go, there was a huge expose, and it was released to the public. And around 1,100 temple members, including Jim Jones and his children, they were in Guyana. This expose comes
1,100.
out, 1,100 temple members gone. Jim Jones, children, they gone. Then this expose comes out, and this expose was written by the man who wrote Raven,
Oh.
which we'll talk
Okay.
about a little later on. Yeah.
It's one of the books you were reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So this expose was, so Marceline, I have to say real quick, Marceline, she stayed behind to run the San Francisco temple. That was her job. And she stayed, she did the whole PR. She did all the work for the remaining, I think it was like 300 to 400 members in San Francisco. Everybody else, go.
And that's a big fucking difference between San Francisco and the jungle
It was like 6,000 miles.
of South
Yeah.
America.
6,000 miles, yeah.
Ah, oh.
Now, this expose was around 6 pages of stories of Jim's background and things that have been happening within the temple. And this was told by the defectors. The early settlers of Jonestown had been pretty happy there. There was less than 100, and they were quite proud of their accomplishments. Then, mid-1977, there was quite an influx of occupancy, and things started to feel a little cramped. And there were some that were already wanting to leave. Like, once they got there, and they experienced that heat, and then bugs. Like, one lady, she just complained about trying to go to the bathroom,
Right.
and she's just, like, covered in flies and shit. Yeah,
You're
and,
in the jungle,
I'd be out.
baby.
and everything was in thirds. So there was, like, a third elderly, a third young children, a third teenagers, and a third adults. So
Okay.
everything's in thirds.
Thirds.
So, and they were promised paradise, and this was just a jungle camp. Like,
Not
honestly.
fucking
Yeah.
paradise. No.
And when Jim arrived, everything went from high spirits and singing Kumbaya to constant worry and fear. This was supposed to be a 10-year project. It was to take 5 years to yield a high number of crops. But here we are. We had to get out. We got too much media attention on us. We got stories. We got exposés. Like, it's all crashing down.
They're trying to fly under the radar.
They ran really
They
fast.
ran, honestly.
Yeah.
And, like, the early pioneers, they had learned from the Amerindians on how to make the soil, like, lush and everything. So they were burning and they were cultivating and all that. But then everybody just showed up. So they're making do with what they've got.
But what did they know
it's not a lot.
about Guyana? What did they really know about trying to...
Well, the early pioneers, which was only
like,
50 people out of 1,100, they learned from the Amerindians. But then when everybody shows up, you got to feed them. You got to, you got to do all the things.
Ready.
Panic.
No,
we're in panic mode.
Yeah.
Literally, we're in panic hideaway. All romantic relationships had to be approved, as well as breakups. All incoming mail was censored, and all outgoing mail was read before sent out. And if anything was not appropriate, it was thrown out or returned to the writer with notes on how to make it sound more upbeat. Yeah.
Control.
So lots of drugs were sent in for Jen's personal use and for the Jonestown Extensive Care Unit.
Well, he had to keep his laser eyes going.
He had to keep his laser eyes. So yeah, the dark glasses have entered the chat.
Yep.
He's fucked up all the time.
Yep.
So there was no privacy. And if you couldn't shit in front of another temple member, you were just bougie. Okay?
What?
Yeah.
You got to be able to hucklebuck right
You
over
got to
and
shower. It's communal showers. It's communal shits. It's communal sleeping. All of it.
And all the sex is regulated. Everything is just controlled.
I mean, they're out. They're out in the jungle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, okay, so let me put it in perspective. So you got to go to Georgetown and charter a plane from there to get to Jonestown, and then drive in either a tractor or a truck that is equipped to go through heavy, sticky mud.
Dense forest.
Dense jungle to get to Jonestown. Or you can go through Port Katuma and pretty much do the same thing. So you can go through the port or you can go through Georgetown. But either way, you got to get to Jonestown through an equipped vehicle for sticky, nasty mud that is equipped to survive the jungle.
From California.
All the 4-wheel drives.
that.
From California. Yes.
Holy shit.
So outhouses were where you went, and toilet paper was rare. There was scrap paper, newspaper, and Bible pages to wipe your arsehole. Yeah.
Arson?
Yeah.
Arsony.
And then, if that all ran out, there was leaves. Like, he would order an influx of Gideon Bibles.
Fuck.
Yeah. Like, Gideon Bibles were what you were wiping your ass with.
Oh, man. They
Right.
just went from, like, the boom of, like, love, free, everything's just amazing. And
But they were used to communal living, but not jungle communal living.
yeah,
you
they
know?
still had contact with it. They knew about it. They were part of it. You know, they were...
You had 2 minutes to shower, and that included the guys that were out working in the fields all day. You had 2 minutes to shower, and you better keep your mouth closed by doing so, because that was not... It was not regulated, distilled water.
Ugh.
Right.
Ooh.
Most cottages were holding 14 people with, like, bunk beds, like, stacked on top of each other. Like, they built these with a plan in mind to have all these people stacked on top of each other. Very minimal, very communal. Except for Jim Jones, of course, who had private quarters with a bathroom and his own personal generator.
Oh, yeah. He planned that.
Daddy's got the biz. Now, before they were calling him father, we get to Guyana, they're calling him dad.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He went from
He's
father
dad.
to daddy.
To dad.
Ooh.
He's daddy. Yeah. Daddy Jones.
Big Daddy Jones.
Now, his quarters were connected to the radio room where he was at a lot. Like, he was always there. And his drug use became more frequent. So he used ham radio and would use code words to communicate with the states, resulting in getting fines for misuse, but would somehow avoid any prosecution. Guns were constantly smuggled now as Jim Jones was in constant fear of being attacked or was paranoid because of his drug use. Yeah. Especially, I mean, them amphetamines, I did the whole, what was it called? I can't think of the name right now. I did a whole diet plan back in the day. Not ephedrine, it was a different one. Adipex. Oh. Okay. And it heightens your anxiety. It heightens your paranoia. Like, it's a mess. So if he's taking multiple, like we talked about in the Johnny Cash episode, if he's taking multiple of these a day, it's bad. It's really bad.
Right. He's not
because
sleeping.
One
he's
a day
in fear constantly. I mean, that's the reason why they moved down there to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then he's on top of it. He's yayed up on some crazy shit. He's just, whee! And when you arrive in Jonestown, the guards, they went through all of your shit, all of your belongings, and your passport confiscated. And every bit of this.
So you can't leave, so it's even more control.
Yeah.
It's in Jones' room, in a filing cabinet. Yeah.
Well, every bit of this is under a charismatic communist control.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he is pushing this shit as hard as he can, looking right at you and telling you have to be this way.
He's got them tight-fisted now. Right. Like, he's squeezed.
If you're not this way, you're going to hell. And if you don't do this, and you don't do that, and you don't do it my way because I'm God himself, you're going to hell.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
You got it. You got it. Meals, they were 2 times a day with no meat, no protein. Okay. Rice was the major meal with a little bit of gravy, with a little bit of meat remnants in it. Like, I really don't know. I've listened to 2 different books. They really don't know if it was, they had like a piggery and they had chickens, but they couldn't keep the chickens alive long enough to produce eggs, much less slaughter them to have a whole chicken dinner. Because a chicken dinner for the whole commune would cost like $2,000 a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just survival is what they're doing.
Basically.
Yeah.
So
they're doing what they have to do to survive.
Any kind of meat from the piggery was for special occasions only, and the only beverages were water and Flavor Aid.
Oh!
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about the Flavor Aid that Jesse has ordered. In episode 3, I said that I was going to talk about...
Why do I got chills right now? Okay, I'm breaking it out.
So what he had unboxed...
Boom.
We've got the Flavor Aid, and I'm going to make a cocktail here in a few minutes on our next break with... I've already said what I was going to do. I'm going to do some tropical punch vodka with the Jamaica flavored Flavor Aid.
So here's what I think, Lindsay... Jim Jones.
Flavor Aid was a knockoff of Kool-Aid. If anybody is questioning that.
Here's what I'm thinking, Miss Standby Jones over here. Yeah. You should make it a communal Flavor Aid, and we should all partake in the name of...
in the name of Jim Jones, Daddy?
No, in the name
Daddy
of...
Jones?
In the name of drink about something, okay?
Okay, heard.
We should do the communal Flavor Aid drink. You're going to make a little something for all 4 of us.
I'm going to make us a cocktail, but I'm going to read a little bit more before we get there.
Flavor Aid is here, and I brought it out.
Flavor Aid has entered the chat.
I got the shirt on.
He does.
By the way.
Jesse's got... Hold on, let me read the whole thing. Move your beard.
I can't. It's too big.
Okay, so his shirt says, Flavor Aid, pre-sweetened soft drink mix, add water. Then it's got a picture of Jim Jones with his fucking glasses with vitamin C. So it had vitamin C, probably some riboflavin. That's probably the only vitamins that these poor temple dwellers were receiving.
Oh, the fucking Kool-Aid is out.
It's Flavor Aid, sir.
The Wish version
put
of Kool-Aid
in the
out.
garbage. We can't afford Kool-Aid. We've got Flavor
We can't even
Aid.
afford chickens.
And once a week, each follower was rewarded with one single ass cookie. One
cookie.
One cookie.
All for the cookie.
Now the cost for all...
I had to.
Oh, stick it up your ass. I love it.
Stick it up your ass. So what? Okay, hold on. I'm past the cookie. Okay. So the cost for all these very basic needs was around $600,000 a month.
Didn't know. They did not fucking know. And I was telling you, Lindsay.
They weren't ready. Because it was
ready.
supposed to be a 10-year project. If Jim Jones had just kept his dick in his pants, they could have made this happen because originally Jim Jones was a great humanitarian and was out to help his followers, and he was out for the cause. He was trying to help the poor. But here we are. He couldn't keep his dick in his pants. He couldn't keep his dick.
He couldn't keep his dick in a box.
He couldn't keep his dick in a box. Yeah. So here we are. We're in Guyana. We're starving. This is what's
they're
happening.
surviving. Barely.
So Marceline, back in San Francisco, she told Jim of the growing popularity of the expose on the temple and how he should change his disciplinary actions on subordinate behavior, or insubordinate behavior, excuse me. So at first, he would just put more work on the person that was in trouble. No other members were allowed to acknowledge them. They were in kind of like solitary confinement.
Isolating them.
Yeah. Then he went the whole opposite direction and started digging holes, and he would put people in boxes in the holes.
What?
Yes.
Lindsay.
Swear to God.
I'm strapping on my seatbelt.
It's in both books.
I got to put my seatbelt on, dude. This is going to... Lindsay.
Yes. Yeah, we're going into a downward spiral. Just strap in.
By.
Hold on. Barely getting by. Then nightly meetings were required in the pavilion where Jim would just go on and on and on into the night. Like, shut the fuck up. Let these people sleep so they can go to work. My God. Okay.
They couldn't even do their job to support the community because
because they were exhausted from being up all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he would never shut up, okay? He was on that intercom day and night. Like, there was wired loudspeakers.
So it played through the whole...
Yes. His voice, Jim Jones, Daddy Jones, he would... And when he would be tired, he would play some music. Like, he would play some of the good shit. Things that were popular. But most of the time, it was just mostly Jim. And he would even put on recordings of his previous rants if he couldn't talk that day because of drug use.
He recorded everything.
He started to get, and when I play some of the recordings later, I want y'all to know that trigger warning to the recordings we play later on in advance. But Henry Zabrowski from Last Podcast on the Left says that he starts to sound like that Droopy Dog cartoon, and I cannot unhear it. That is what he sounds like. 100%. You know Droopy Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So in the books, it says that most of his speech was slurred, and it describes it as he was talking like with peanut butter in his mouth.
Lethargic.
Very lethargic.
Yes,
It gets bad. It gets bad. So there were a few people who would start to leave. Some people would ask permission, and they were told, okay, you got to pay your own way and never speak ill of the church. And then one woman said that Jones told her that if she left the church, not just Jonestown, that she would lose his protection and would be stabbed in the back.
What?
And was made to sign a document saying that she had committed murder, which would be turned into the police upon her betrayal.
So he's
So
sabotaging
she was trying to
anybody
leave
that's trying to
Jonestown.
leave. Yeah, he's going to sabotage him.
She's trying to just leave Jonestown, not the whole church. And he's saying, if you leave,
I got you.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't fucking with mine. And I bet he always looked good as fuck down there surviving in the fucking jungle barely
Oh, yeah.
on rice and half a chicken for 100 people.
Now, quite a few defectors would just take their chances in going into the jungle to get to Port Kaituma, which was the gateway village for Jonestown. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Flavor Aid has entered the chat. I have made a cocktail.
Do you know how fucking scared we are right now, Lindsay? I mean, honestly.
I have shown everyone the ingredients. I used tropical punch vodka, Jamaica, where's the box? Jamaica flavored Flavor Aid, and some soda water. And I have put 4 straws because we got to do this communist style. All right. I'm going to take the first sip just to prove to you guys there's no poison in here, okay?
You gotta be more charismatic. You gotta be like, drink the Gatorade, drink the
Flavor Aid.
Drink it right now.
Hurry. Oh my God, I'm not going to say it.
So
It's actually really good.
Is it good?
No
We're
fucking
partaking.
shit.
Is it good?
It's actually kind of strong, though.
Yeah.
So all four of us are drinking the
Communal
fucking...
style. That's your straw right there.
What if I drink it out of his? Hang on.
But doesn't that
looks
color
good.
look wild?
Yeah.
So the Jamaica Flavor Aid is blood red. Just wanted to say that.
Ooh, it's strong.
I know.
And I didn't drink Jameson and Jack Daniels over here.
Leave that for the rest
That's
of
for
us.
y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pour me another. I've loved some ladies, and I have loved Jim Beam
Oh my God.
over here.
And they both tried to kill me.
Back in
1973.
I'm
Oh,
only
God.
going like that much.
Totally the 70s right here, okay?
All right, Four Horsemen for me.
And then, now back to the story.
We're back.
Family members were told to report on each other for any suspicious behavior, and even the children were conditioned to do the same. Even the kids.
We keeping all eyes
Yes.
on our prize.
Now, back in the States, the New West article, the one that I talked about earlier, it was gaining popularity, and other newspapers had joined in reporting on the People's Temple defectors, and they were talking and telling, and family members, followers they started to join forces. They created the Concerned Relatives Coalition.
So everybody's worrying about everybody that's down there, and they're like,
Yeah, they're
"This is
6,000 miles
kinda
away
hidden.
now.
This is not fucking right."
And any mail or anything that's coming in is all being censored. Like,
All
so
being
anybody that's
censored.
being hearing back from
And mail
people,
and most mail wasn't getting to them.
The red flags, yeah,
Right.
for sure.
So the relatives still in the States were getting letters with almost rehearsed statements. And when they were compared, many of the young daughters were saying that they were engaged to Dr. Larry Schacht. Like all of them.
All of them?
All the young girls,
They're all engaged.
they're engaged because every mother wants their daughter to
To
marry
be a
doctor.
doctor.
A doctor,
right.
yeah.
I mean, I don't give a fuck. But I don't have daughters either. So,
Fuck. This
Tim-
is gonna be so fucking nasty.
yes, it is. Tim and Grace Stone are constantly filing for Jim to appear in court about their son, John Victor. And Jim was ordered to produce the child by October 1977. Then a lawsuit for stolen property was filed by a former couple named Deanna and Elmer Myrtle, who had changed their names because of fear of the temple
Oh, wow.
to Jeannie and Al Mills.
He had him. He
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
him completely brainwashed.
Oh, it was terrible. So Jeannie and Al had left because their daughter had been severely beaten during one of Joan's punishments in the temple in 1974.
That was back still in the States at that
Right,
point.
that was still in
Well, he was
Ukiah.
ranking them out and pulling them in the
That's
middle
when
of
the
the
drug.
congregation.
That's when the drug use was starting. Like he
Yeah.
was, he had these people by then. We're like, when he gets to Ukiah, we're 27 years in the making of this empire.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, when we get to Guyana. Is
So
that what
he's
I
a
said?
full
Yeah.
ass Sith Lord by the time.
Absolutely.
By the
Yeah.
time he moved down there, he's in Death
Yeah.
Star mode.
Death
Like,
Star.
yeah. Oh fuck.
Now, Jim, he had previously accused Tim Stone, his former right-hand man, brilliant lawyer. He had accused him of being a CAI agent. Is it CIA?
CIA.
Okay, thank you, because I completely wrote that wrong.
It's cool. I like
So-
it. It's cute. It's cool. Do that.
When all this news...
CAI all day.
Yes,
I like it.
CAI.
Yeah.
So when all this news of all these people in the States against Jim Jones made it to Jonestown, the first of many white nights would happen. Alert! 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 Everyone get your ass to the pavilion now. So while people are, that's how it would
So
go
he's
down.
practicing
That's how it would go down.
His
right.
alerts, his
Now that
takeover.
they don't talk about that in Road to Jonestown, but in
Raven, they do.
in Raven, they do, yes. So while the people are gathering, Jim has Stephen and Jim Jr. go into the woods and tells them to just start shooting in his direction. And Stephen, he does this. And Jim Jones, Jim Sr., he forgets to tell his armed guards, now known as the Red Brigade, that he was taking an assassination attempt, and one of the guards just starts shooting back. Like, Stephen Jones could have been killed in this. And this is all fake. This is all fake. So now all the people are gathered, and he tells them that they are under siege. The CIA and the FBI, they're coming. And this fake siege would last for 6 days. 6 days.
Really?
Keeping his followers in
full panic
mode
yeah.
for 6 days straight. See, Jim, he had tried to get in touch with Prime Minister Reed in Guyana, but, Georgetown, excuse me, but couldn't, and he was told, Reed's in the States. So, in Jim's paranoid mind, he thinks that Reed has joined forces now with all of his defectors and all of his enemies, and Tim and Grace Stone back in the States. Right. So, he's like, oh shit, we gotta escape somehow. And he gets on the radio with Marceline, who literally, her and the San Francisco members, like 2 or 3 of them, they go out into America and they find Reed, who ironically happens to be in Indiana.
Oh.
Where it all started.
Wait a fucking minute.
Yeah.
Oh. So what more of a realization do you have other than, like, this is the full trigger, like, you gotta wake up, dude. You can't be this deep in. But I feel like they can't get out.
Yeah.
They know already. They know
it's stuck.
Yeah, they're just stuck. Oh my God.
While Marceline's out doing this and with the other San Francisco PR, temple handlers, Jim's got people walking through the damn jungle telling them that they're going to go get on a boat and go to Cuba.
So they're going to flee. He's telling them
they're
going to flee.
Yeah, they got to flee Jonestown. They got to go to Cuba. Then one elderly lady falls and breaks her hip, and Jim's like, never mind. We got to go back. Yeah.
So, I mean, we're literally right now, and I'm clouded up right now.
I know.
We're literally right now thinking of hundreds of people just starving, oppressed.
Almost 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Almost 1,000.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember, it was originally 1,100.
Yes, but some have left.
Right.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Some are still in Georgetown. So there was probably at least 100 members still in Georgetown.
I'm picturing all this. I'm picturing it right now in my mind. It's just like, this is fucking horrible.
And this is all fake.
But what do you do? What do you do? Like, okay, you fed into all this and you've moved your ass down there because you're following a prophet, right?
Right.
You're following a fucking full-on prophet.
You're following a full-on prophet.
You believe in this religion so deeply.
So deep.
You've seen him create quotations, miracles, right? And you believe in this. You fucking wholeheartedly believe. I think it's the fucking
is your life.
Flavor Aid that's kicking in right now, and I gotta have a rent.
I know.
I gotta have a goddamn rent.
That one little sip is hit me real hard, boy. Woo.
You believe in this, and you've put your whole livelihood, gave up your whole existence to go down to a jungle.
To the cause. It's all for the cause.
Here you are, and you're barely getting by. And you know this. The gears are missing. Everything is
There's so many gears missing in this one.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, after Marceline...
Yeah, I'm taking a sip on my own accord. 4 horsemen. Fuck off. Go.
So
Lindsay.
when Marceline finds Reed in Indiana, she gets Reed to get on the radio and talk to Jim and says, hey, there's nothing to worry about.
The fuck there ain't.
And then Jim's like, okay, guys, it's over. The siege is over. Like that. Like 6 days of worry and fret, taken off into the jungle. Probably somebody got bit by a snake. I don't really know, but it could happen. But before he had spoken with Reed, he had already told Marceline that everyone was ready to die in a revolutionary suicide.
He's fucking conditioning them.
It's starting.
Absolutely.
It's starting.
Their mortality.
Yeah.
So now,
Lindsay.
guards, they're on higher alert. More white knights were to follow. Like it became like a weekly thing. Because even though at the moment things were calm, the risk of Jim having to surrender little John Victor and the other temple kids was real. That was real. There's custody battles Like, papers are getting filed, documents are happening. Jim, at this point, thinks that if he goes into Georgetown, he's going to get arrested.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so much.
Anywhere civilized. Yeah, he's in the middle of the fucking jungle getting by.
Now, before the 6-day siege, air quotations, it was all fake. That was all Jim Jones' paranoid
Right,
mind,
we knew that was bullshit, yeah.
The native Amerindians have been invited to join the temple on Sundays for movie days in the pavilion, and snacks and medical care was provided for them as well as the temple members. But Jim said that couldn't happen anymore. Enemies could sneak in with friends. Okay. And this really sucked for the settlers because when they would have visitors, meat was cooked. And there was way more than just a rice and gravy.
Yeah, it was a show.
Yeah, it was all a show.
You guys are good. We're having
Everything
a great
was a show.
time.
Yes.
Right. Ride Splash Mountain. It's great. Yeah.
Now, back in the States, the concerned relatives are writing letters to congressmen begging for officials to intervene because their loved ones were either being held against their will, brainwashed, or both. So these complaints were sent to Georgetown to investigate. And upon investigation, everyone said that they were fine and they didn't want to leave. And if they did want to, they could. It's all a show.
I don't think so.
So then there was a press conference stating that if investigations were continued, the Guyanese government was at risk for harassment lawsuits. Yeah. But this did not quiet the concerned relatives, the defectors, Tim Stone or Greystone. They stepped up their game. Tim was probably the only person that Jim was truly afraid of, as he knew that what a brilliant lawyer he was. He was, I mean...
He worked the book.
Top tier, yeah. Yes. So Jim gets his entire congregation, including San Francisco, to write harmful affidavits about Stone, and he would even have them write essays on how they would kill him. Yeah. This is what you get to do in your spare time in between laboring in the fields. You get to write an essay on how you're going to kill Tim Stone.
You got to know you're coordinating oppression, and you're doing so many unhumane things to people.
Yeah. So they were even... So this is how petty Jim was. He even had gay porn magazines ordered in Tim Stone's name as a form of harassment.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Jim even resulted in bribery. And Tim refused. It was like 10 grand was on the table. If you shut the fuck up, you can have your kid back. But Tim was like, no, I want my kid back legally without any of your bullshit, any of your Jim Jones crazy bullshit.
There's a point of manipulation where you can't fucking manipulate no more.
Right. Exactly.
Now, Steve Katsaris was attempting to get his daughter, Maria Katsaris, out of Jonestown, but unfortunately, she had become Jim's lover, along with Carolyn Layton. She was number 2.
No, she was number
3.
522.
No, well, as far as main ones go, so Marceline, she's top, she's mother. Carolyn Layton is number 1 lover, and then Maria Katsaris is number 2 lover. Because he wasn't doing anything sexual with Marceline at this point.
Okay, and the 400 other ones that were in the fuck book.
Right. But those
were just off to the
They
side.
were top tier.
Yeah, so definitely look back on our previous episode.
Yes,
watch
please
all
go
these,
back.
all these.
If you don't know where we're at right now, please go back. Yeah.
You don't know where we're at.
Now, she did end up meeting up with her father, along with Carolyn Layton and 2 other temple members at the embassy. And unfortunately, Maria was standoffish. But she assured her father that she was fine, and she said she didn't want to leave. And he was like, you know what? Okay, I love you. And I'm going to leave you a ticket here at the Georgetown Embassy just in case you change your mind. Then when she left, Steve learned that Maria had accused him of molesting her as a child, prompted by Jim Jones, of course. And he had also said the same things about Greystone and Little John John. None true.
Wasn't that the topic, the big discussion that they completely had communally all the time?
All the time. All the time.
That was a
sex,
big
sex,
subject.
Sex. Yeah.
A big subject. So
he was disgusting.
The
absolutely.
drama and all the sexual incantations of just people always tying into all this sex. And it was just him controlling. And if it wasn't working out for him, he was like, fuck you, I'm going to change your whole life. I'll kill you off. I mean,
after these allegations, Steve threatened a lawsuit, and also those records that had previously disappeared of Jim's lewd activity in MacArthur Park, they resurfaced.
Oh. Yeah, the jackknife.
Yeah. They resurfaced. So then, after this, like I said, it's just going to keep going downhill, guys. Keep up. Stay with me.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I just can't. I'm picturing Jim just running at you, fucking flickety flackety, dude.
He was preventing prostate cancer, sir.
But by now it's unswole.
It's unswole.
You're good.
Then the Jonestown schooling came into question because they did not meet the Guyanese standards. And not wanting any trouble with the Capitol, Jones agreed to restructure their curriculum, which was supposed to include like Guyanese history and shit like that. So now Marceline, she was summoned to live in Jonestown. She had been living in San Francisco, running all that shit over there. Jim's like, nah, you got to come down here. I need some help. Help me out. But her living quarters would be separate than those of Jim and his mistresses. Like, I need your help, but you got to live over here.
You're not part of the harem.
You're not part of the harem.
You're not cool.
You can't do the sex anymore. I don't like you like that.
Or was that on his accord or on hers, though?
That was his.
Yeah.
All his.
Oh, yeah. He didn't want her because...
still worshipped him.
Yeah.
Sorrowfully. Yeah. So, but she continued to serve as a buffer between Jim and the U.S., and she was still mother of the temple followers. That was mother. Like, they were now well aware of his lovers, but Marceline was mother. And she would keep Dr. Schacht more organized because she was a well-experienced nurse. She was like 30 years in at this point, 30 to 40 years in the game, nursing game at this point. She would also sneak a bank book because they weren't supposed to have bank accounts. So this was like, ooh. So she snuck a bank book to Stephen saying, here, this is yours. This is in your name. And keep it quiet.
You better.
Jim did find out about this, but there were no repercussions of this. Yeah. Now, Stephen would talk Jim into letting some of the older teens form a basketball team to compete in other areas of Guyana, mostly in Georgetown.
See, I told you it was a basketball team that he was fucking doing in our first episode.
The first episode, Jim organized a baseball team. Stephen was all about the basketball.
Oh.
Because you remember, Jim Jr., he was black. He had the basketball game down.
So we're getting the fucking band back together again?
We're getting the band back together.
Getting the fucking band back together. Hell yeah.
And then there was another Tim who Jones had brought under his wing as a Jones. Like, there was more adoption. There was quite a few. But so Stephen, Jim Jr., and then Tim Jones, they're the boys that are on the basketball team. Okay.
All-star team. Yeah.
They were all-star team. Yeah. And, all of these kids are pretty much grown at this point, excluding little John and Chemo, who had been Carolyn Layton's son, who was supposedly a product of rape, but it was actually Jim Jones' child. Yeah.
Part of his deck.
It was part of his deck, yes.
Yeah.
So two teen boys had tried to escape through the jungle to Venezuela. But they were caught and placed in leg irons for several weeks.
What?
Now, these people are living off goddamn rice and gravy with specks of meat in it, but they can afford leg irons.
Well, you
make it make sense.
It's your concentration camp. You got to have that, right?
Yeah, we can have leg irons, but we can't have any pork. We can't have any chickens, okay?
So on top of all that, you have a fucking radio playing through the compound.
Constantly. You can find quite a bit of his rants and catharsis on YouTube. Which we played we did play some last week of the catharsis session.
I can picture it.
But
I mean,
fucking
you've
hell.
built me up this, Lindsay. You've built me up to this, and now I'm picturing this whole ass fucking thing. And now he's got a fucking basketball team in the middle of it? Where are they playing?
Not Jim. This was all Steven's project.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's
This
crazy.
was,
Whatever.
Steven was done with his father. He had clocked out, but he couldn't technically clock out.
Right.
So he's like, this is a way for me to get me and these boys out of here, out of Jonestown for a while.
Right, you
to
got to
get
show a
some
little bit of this little
R&R.
light of mine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it shine. Fuck.
Well, on December 9th,
Fuck.
1977, Lynetta, remember Lynetta?
Yeah.
Jim's mama?
Yeah.
She died
Oh.
of natural causes in Jonestown. I mean, she was in poor health. She had chain smoked all of her life. And she was buried. They had like their own little private cemetery there. They had the whole shebang. Okay. They got a cemetery and everything. Now in the States, Bob Houston and Chris Lewis, who had left the church. Remember Chris Lewis? I talked about him in episode 3.
Yeah.
He had become one of the armed guards. He had been on murder trial.
He's part of the Red Army now.
Nope, he's not anymore.
Oh.
They left the church and they were now dead.
What?
They were dead. They were gunned down, both of them, by mysterious causes.
How does he control this? And let me take a sip of this fucking flavor aid.
Yeah, I was say Jason's enjoying it. He's like, let me hit this up. He's like, I have no fear of dying around these people.
Well, I've been scared, but I ain't dead yet. We're not dead yet. Lindsay Jones standby over here.
So they were dead, and the blame was on Jim Jones. And around this same time,
That's getting better.
I agree.
it is. It gets better by the sip. Congressman Leo Ryan, remember that till the end.
Leo.
He started getting involved in the Jonestown allegations. Okay. So Jim is now looking for alliance with the Soviet Union
Of course.
in the 70s.
Of course. But that was what he used, honestly, to start all this
Yeah.
shit.
Exactly.
He used literally fucking that. Jim goddamn Jones in the Jesus name of fucking Jesusness.
Just Jesus Jim. Jim Jesus
Jesus
Jones.
fucking whatever, dude. I'm fixing a rant, dude.
Yeah.
I'm fixing it. No, I'm going to pump the clutch.
All right. Yeah, you got to pump the clutch because he is telling his followers that Russia is now the new escape plan if the government came for the children.
You're fucking me up, dude. My seatbelt's not this tight. Dude,
Reinstall the seatbelt, clutch it, clatch it, ratchet it, whatever. So now, along with hard labor and having to hear Jim Jones's mouth through the loudspeaker all day, every day,
That's what
they
I-
also have to learn Russian language.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Mother Russia.
And in secret, Jones, he was planning with Dr. Schacht on how the temple could successfully commit revolutionary suicide.
I've got to go some fucking chuckles first, Lindsay, before you start doing that.
All right, I'm circling where I'm at. You go ahead, boo.
No, I got to go a couple of fucking chuckles.
Do the
before
chuckles.
you drop the goddamn Hiroshima on Jesse.
Yeah. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, they're coming right here at Genders. I can't even talk because I've had this fucking flavor aid. I don't know what's happening here.
Well, I mean,
We're all dead.
I know,
they're
we're all
gonna
dead.
die. Oh, no.
Oof.
How the hell do you use that against everybody and build it? What would you say? A 25-year-old regime? How old?
27.
27-year-old regime of your.
And he's lost.
Fucking-
Honestly, he's lost control.
He was lost before he met the fucking guy.
Drugs
in.
took
Yeah.
over.
Exactly.
He's lost his whole empire, but he's trying to keep it together.
He doesn't know how
Cindy's
to
over there
hanging by a
rocking
thread.
'cause
He's
she
a-
knows.
he-
Look at her.
She
She's
knows.
all like,
Hell yeah, we've been talking about this
He's
for
in
years.
the house peeking out the blinds as they're breaking
Yes,
off
he's
and
like,
peeking out the next
Yeah,
one.
what can I do
Looking
next?
at everything outside.
and all the methamphetamines and what the fuck ever he's taking.
Amphetamines.
Amphetamines.
Amphetamines,
Well, whatever.
barbiturates, tranquilizers. He's on tranquilizers
And he's
too.
got his glasses on because he can
The
burn
whole
us.
glasses. The
burn us
glasses are part
with
of the whole entourage.
his
Yeah.
inner vision.
He wore his sunglasses at night, day, everything.
You're gonna
To the bathroom, all of it. Yeah.
Okay, so haha, chuckle for a second, right? I mean, come on.
Yes. But I got to keep plugging, boo.
Okay. Shit.
So white nights have now become more frequent. Jim shouting, "Alert, alert, alert," through the loudspeakers and would talk about the latest news against the temple. And he would start rehearsing with the followers in his so-called, I'm doing air quotes, reporter voice on how they should respond to allegations against them when investigators would come.
I'm going Red Label over here.
Hold on. Let me get into February.
Keep on going.
Let me get into February 1978. All right.
Okay.
So February 1978, he added something new to the fear. He tells his followers that Guyanese soldiers were now ready to march on Jonestown. They were posted at Port Kaituma, and escaping to Russia was not an option yet. And they were not prepared. So he would go back and forth. He would go back and forth from the radio room with more reports. The armed forces, they're on their way. They're ready to attack. They're ready to kill everyone in Jonestown. But we don't want to go out like that, do we? So are we going to take our own lives the way we want to? So Dr. Schacht came out with vats of dark liquid, and everyone was to line up and take a drink. And just as he had done this with a planning commission.
Why'd you kick me?
And he told them in 45 minutes, you're going to be dead.
You kicked me under the table.
The ones who would object were forced by the armed guards to drink first.
That's why you kicked me.
And most did exactly what Daddy Jones asked. And when the 45 minutes was up, he said, well, you have all passed the test of loyalty, and now you can relax the rest of the day.
He's got them set up.
But right after this, 1 pound of sodium cyanide was ordered, and this was an 1,800 lethal dose pound, and it was purchased by Larry Schacht for $8.85.
$8.85.
$8.85
is the worst fucking number I've ever heard in my life.
Yep.
Lindsay, you kicking me under the table right now.
Well, I told you this is going to be. I've been telling you. You know.
Johnny Walker, Red Label over here. So I'm like a little fucking intoxicated right now, Lindsay.
Yes, you are. I am too, but I'm going to keep going because I got a lot.
I was supposed to be. You told me to be like this.
I did.
And I'm like this.
So he's still got to get through 2 more.
So maybe this isn't the worst foursome we've ever had.
Which is good because we got a lot more. We got a lot more to go, folks.
Okay.
Keep strapped in. Keep strapped in.
Turn this way. And
keep going. If you need a break, pause, eat some dinner, have a snack, because we're gonna keep going.
Long. And go back and check out all the other ones we've done too. Shit.
Yes.
Keep going, Lindsay. Just do your thing.
So the next day, Jim has the congregation write essays on what if this was the last white night.
Oh,
he had him write essays.
Write essays about it.
So
essays.
He's planning on that being the terminology for the end.
Oh, he's conditioning and conditioning. He's practicing.
And
he's getting ready. He's getting ready. Now in the States, Tim, Grace, and the Concerned Relatives Coalition, they're still fighting. Jim Jones had a reporter come from the Soviet Union to explore a facade of Jonestown life with the delusions that this would help them be able to escape there. Like he's telling his congregation, we're going to go to the Soviet Union. We're going to be ready. It's going to be cold. It's going to be rough, but that's where we're going to go.
We're going to Mother Russia.
He's got the Soviet embassy, which is, there's, a part of that in Guyana or in Georgetown. He's pulling all the channels. He's getting them ready.
So socialism has turned into communism.
Right. They're a complete communist now. Yeah. So he had people from his inner circle seek out other possible places to escape to. And Marceline, she would meet with all kinds of officials in Russia, Cuba, and North Korea. Socialists.
We're not trying to put politics into this at all. We're not.
No, I skipped past a lot of the politics that are involved in this because I will plug all of the sources that you can listen to that will literally explain in detail all the players, all the political players in this machine. Jim would send out letters to other socialist nations and also sent a letter to Jimmy Carter, who was president at the time. Now, he had already made buds with Rosalind Carter, but he was explaining how he had sired John Victor, the whole start of this downward spiral at the request of Tim Stone, and why he should be able to keep him. And the more time went on, Jim would start laying up for days at a time due to downers. I mean, he was in full blown mess of an addict, and he was only lucid when he was taking amphetamines. That's the only time he was lucid at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He had to get,
and that's when his rants on the radio, because I don't know if you guys have had any experience with uppers. I do. They do make you just blabber, just constant blabber. And then your mouth gets dry. So you start to, it's a mess. And he's got his own little private stash of cognac in there too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ups and downs. So, and he has to
along with
maintain
that,
a persona of all this and make people still stay on a
he don't give a fuck at this point.
Kilter. No,
yeah, I mean
he's
got all of his PC and he's got
give us some more of this.
He's got additional lawyers. He's drinking more of the poison.
Okay.
He's got more lawyers at his side now that Tim Stone has left. He's got more lawyers that are all about the cause, all about Jim Jones. I mean, like, the impact that this man had on people, it blows my mind.
I think I drank out of the wrong straw.
No, you're right.
I'm right?
Yeah,
okay.
And along with his personal collection of cognac and all that, he's got a full fridge of sodas. He's got a pantry full of snacks. And all of his followers are almost on the verge of starving, and he's getting fatter.
He's living his fucking lavish life.
Getting
Give me some of that yak.
fatter.
Let me get some of that yak.
Now
That's
he started constantly complaining about aches and pains, and I guess his little healing powers didn't work on himself.
Well, they didn't have enough chicken guts. There weren't even enough chickens to eat.
And when another follower was diagnosed with cancer, he couldn't heal her either. So they just made her comfortable until she literally just passed away.
Wow.
Yeah. The followers are starting to see who he really is, which is a pathetic old drug addict.
Right.
And his divinity appeal had started to wear off. He's on this microphone. He is barking at people and mumbling in drug-induced stupors over the loudspeakers from his bed. And the followers, they just learned how to turn off the speakers.
At least they did that.
Yeah.
Keep the ones close going. That way he thought he was projecting, broadcasting through the fucking communist commune.
The
of
communist
death.
commune. Now, most would just think that he was overwhelmed with stress or, of the insubordinate and the dealings going on in the States. They're just like, oh, daddy's stressed out. We got to make him comfortable, okay? And so they started to discipline each other. And they would report back to daddy. And most of these people had followed Jim for so long that they could not think for themselves. And the children,
Right.
the children, that was what they were born into. They literally knew nothing else.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. So one settler, they took it upon themselves to write a blunt letter to the senators and members of Congress, basically saying that the people's temper were tired of being harassed and they were willing to die together instead of having to move from one continent to another. They were tired of dealing with Social Security and the IRS and the FCC and the concerned relatives and Tim and Grace Stone, and they just wanted to live in peace. So now there's literally a written document saying that they were ready to die together, okay? So after that, Steve Katsaris and Tim Stone, they drafted a 48-page document titled Accusation of Human Rights Violations by Reverend James Warren Jones Against Our Children and Relatives in the Jungle Encampment of Guyana, South America. That's a mouthful, but that's what it was called.
I mean, Lindsay, okay, they're part of California.
Yeah.
Moved to South America.
Right.
And now we're getting told to move to fucking Asia.
In severe, I mean, the jungle's hot as fuck And they've adapted to that. Now they got to go to cold as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
how do you?
there's not enough Flavor Aid in the world to get me to go live in the Soviet Union.
No.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're kicking us all under the table.
Right in the dick.
You're kicking us.
So they also, Steve Katsar, Tim Stowen, the concerned relatives, they all made flyers about these conditions, and they passed them out to all the people of San Francisco and surrounding areas with the Guyanese officials' contact information. So now they're like on the Guyanese government dick. They're like calling like, I need to know about Susie Soso and Tommy Soso. We need to know what's going on.
Do your fucking job.
Do your fucking job.
Right.
But unfortunately, Guyanese was like, we don't want no part of this.
No, we're small government. Thank you for coming here. You bought the land. It's on you, right? Fuck.
And it was leased, and they had made several inspections. And when the inspections happened, everything was okay.
Oh, the theme park was running good.
The theme park was running good
Yeah.
while officials were there.
Exactly.
Correct. Now, after Jim received news of all of this, he had another white night. But now he was discussing how to blow Tim and Greystone's brains out to the whole congregation.
Jeez.
So he's leveled up.
Wow.
He's leveled up.
He's leveled up.
Dramatic.
We're talking about murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up, I'm going to let you see this happen, and this is going to happen in the name of Jesus.
But soon after,
is he still
so we're at a
using
peak.
Jesus
We're
and
at
all
peak
that?
heightened,
Paranoia.
just paranoia, fear.
You're over
hate.
here twerking like me. I'm like, God, this story, dude, is so fucking horrific.
To try and ease some of the negative attention on Jonestown, Carolyn Layton decided to invite her parents for a visit. Now, Layton, her parents had taken in Debbie Layton, who had been Carolyn's sister-in-law when she was still married to Larry Layton. That's in past episodes. You got to listen. Yeah. Debbie Layton had been in charge of the finances. Like there was a little team there, but Debbie was at the top. Okay, so Debbie had finally had enough of Jim Jones and the jungle life. She was over in Georgetown, and that was enough for her. She was like, "Fuck this!"
Right? She's out.
And when Carolyn's parents went back home, she was like, "This is my cue. This is my cue to deuces out." So when she gets back to the States, she decides to join in the cause against the temple and makes her own affidavit about Jonestown. She talked about the White Knights. She talked about the hidden money that were in several different accounts. Like, Jim's making these people think that they're fucking poor, and they're not. There's millions of dollars.
Right.
There's millions of dollars. No, I'm sorry. There's hundreds of $1,000s in his own personal cabin.
He's trying to make
But
that
there's
machine
millions
work on its own and tell him
Right.
this is all we have.
Right.
But
There's
he's raking
millions
everything
in
from
other
the
accounts.
US.
Right.
The U.S. is still making it. And he's telling them, this is all we fucking have. This is all you got. And we're going to do all these tests.
Yeah.
Toward the end of your existence.
Well, she puts in her affidavit about the plan for mass suicide.
Oh, I knew.
But there was not enough urgency on taking action. I mean, like, come on. Y'all are getting, like, written affidavits here, okay? Senators, officials, Guyanese, American, y'all got this shit on paper. You're not doing enough. You're not doing enough.
No, he's got the best fucking lawyer I've ever heard in my life.
Right. Well, Debbie, she's now a Jonestown enemy, and the spiral just keeps going down further. So back in Jonestown, Larry Schacht is now drugging people who are insubordinate and who try to escape in the extensive care unit, the ECU. He's drugging people now to behave. Like, we've got some whole ass fucking MK Ultra type shit going on right here.
About MK Ultra.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't
That's going to
know.
be a deep dive we're going
Don't
to do
me
later
like
on.
This. Don't kick me under the table no more.
So a reporter for the National Enquirer comes down to Georgetown to try and get a story on Jonestown. But he was blocked. He was completely blocked from doing so. But he was in the area long enough that it made Jim Jones very paranoid. And Jim's like, this fucker has chartered a plane. He's taking pictures. He's flying above us. the paranoia
is in full force.
Pressure is on. And he done practice for this shit.
So all this would happen over and over again, back and forth. Media coverage in the States, white knights in the jungle, private eyes are getting involved, more visits to Jonestown from officials. And they would just, like I said, they were putting on the show. The theme, like you say, the theme park was full running. All the vendors, all the food trucks are going. Yeah.
Full boil.
And until September 1978, when Leo Ryan started making his plan to visit Jonestown and wanted to take more congressmen with him, with some reporters along with Tim and Grace Stone. Now, all of the congressmen that he had asked, he's like, come on, y'all want to go on this? Y'all want to go on this journey with me? They were like, no, brother, we're good. Okay. But on November 15th, 1978, Congressman Leo Ryan arrived at Lamaha Gardens in Georgetown, where some of the followers were living. Like I said, they had their own little thing in Georgetown. Guyanese officials said, you know what, we're not involved. Keep us out of it.
But they're the representative of Jonestown.
Right.
You know, in the
well, they were the ones that gave Jim Jones permission to develop this land and to form this
They
whole
had to make the theme park
commune.
Worthy. Yeah.
Right.
Fuck.
Like I said they hadn't found any proof that there was anyone being held against their will. And Jim would say that Ryan's visit was harassment. And Guyanese did not want to be a part of that harassment allegation. So Ryan met with the Jonestown lawyers. And the Jonestown lawyers said, you know what? We don't want you over here just yet. And this whole visit was unexpected. And you haven't been invited to Jonestown. And the media and the conserved relatives, they're definitely, they're definitely not getting
Pony
in.
Club, yeah.
Right. So Senator Ryan, he's like, look, I come in peace, but I just need to find out for myself that everyone is okay. And I can put all of this concern to rest. And Ryan was told that Jim, he wasn't really feeling well and wasn't able to have a visit. So Jim learns of the arrival of the congressman, and he is pissed, but his lawyers are like, listen, let this happen. The media is going to print something either way, so let it be something positive. And it will be a whole lot better if you cooperate, Daddy Jones.
You got the theme park set up right, though. Is Space Mountain fucking running?
And the lawyers are like, you know what? If people want to leave, if some people want to leave, let them. And that would be more food for the ones who did want to stay, because there are a lot that are all about this cause and all about this life and that they want to stay. Let the ones that want to leave, let them leave.
Because all they had was 2 fucking chickens.
Right.
2.
And finally, Marceline, she was the voice of reason. She was like, hey, we're proud of what we built.
Well, fucking you with the chickens. I'm sorry.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Let's pull it off. And the plan was that Ryan and the entourage, because he's got media, he's got the concerned relatives with him. Let them fly into Port Kaituma and from Georgetown, because they would have to charter a plane from Georgetown
and from there,
to Port Kaituma.
Yeah.
Then they would drive the rest of the way in to Guyana.
We're thinking of a vast, huge fucking jungle in South America.
It very is.
That's what you have to put in perspective. And a hunk of 900 human beings trying to live off 2 fucking chickens.
Literally.
And how? There's not enough to sustain it.
No.
It's
They're eating rice.
Happening.
They're eating rice all meals.
Nothing's coming in.
Unless somebody important comes in, then they get them a pig. They slaughter that.
And he's telling them the end is coming.
Yeah.
We're fixing to move to Russia. And
so
we're going to make this fucking happen?
So right now, okay, we're on Friday, November 17th. So Senator Ryan, or Congressman Ryan, I'm sorry, had gotten into Georgetown on the 15th. He doesn't get to Jonestown till the 17th. There was negotiations, and Tim that wrote Raven, he is one of the reporters.
Really?
That were on this, or that were in this entourage. And he explains to you what they had to go through to get to Jonestown. So I'm going to plug those books at the end.
Well,
that's
Lindsay
Raven.
has been living in Raven.
I have been living in Raven
for the
and
last month.
Yeah. Raven and The Road to Jonestown.
Holy
those are the two that I've been reading.
How do you exist?
I don't
living
know. I've literally been living in Jonestown for 2 weeks right now. Yeah.
No, for a month, Lindsay.
There's the build up to Jonestown, but I've been living in Jonestown like in the real world for 2 weeks. Yeah.
For a month. You've been living in Jim Jones everything.
So they get there on November 15th. They don't get to Jonestown until Friday, November 17th. They arrive to Port Kaituma around 4 p.m. and they're greeted with some less than friendly members of the temple. And they were drove in the rest of the way. They're greeted by Marceline at the Jonestown entrance. Marceline, she's the sweet, beautiful face of this whole organization because she's the calm, where everything else is just pure fucking chaos.
Yeah.
She's the calm.
She's like the face of the whole ass theme park.
Well, they get there.
Making them feel good about it.
Right. They get greeted by Marceline. And an hour and a half later, Jim Jones and his fucking glasses, they show up. This hour and a half later, okay? So prior to the visit, everything had to be hurriedly cleaned up. And the women in the kitchen, they're baking fresh baked bread and pastries. Things that this commune we're not getting on a daily basis.
It's completely foreign
at
to
all.
them,
Yeah. So Ryan, upon arrival, he immediately starts talking to family members of the Concerned Relatives Coalition to see how they were doing, and no one complained. Then dinner was served, and it was a whole pig feast with yummy sides and fresh baked biscuits. And the Jonestown band, which was called the Jonestown Express.
Ooh.
They made records and everything.
They got the band back together.
You can find them on YouTube.
Okay.
So they performed, and the guests and everyone was having a grand time, okay? And Jim Jones even allowed a personal interview along with Mr. Muggs. Yeah, he's hanging out. He even brought little John. The whole thing.
Everything's
John
Gucci.
John's the cake.
It's all Gucci.
Yes, it's all Gucci.
Let me drink some more of this here.
He brought John over in front of the reporters.
This is me?
And that's Cindy and that's me. Yeah. He's taking part of our communal drink here. So he was asked in front of reporters, little John, if he wanted to go back and live with Grace. And little John said no. Like he had even, like prior to all this, he had been heard on the ham radio of how he hated his whore mother. Like it was insane. Leo Ryan was asked to say a few words to the crowd. And he was like, you know what? This is a nice commune here. And with the conversations that I've had, everyone said that this was the best thing that has ever happened to them. And the crowd, you can find this on YouTube. The crowd is roaring with cheers. I mean, it is explosive cheering.
They're happy that the theme park's back open for somebody to come check
They're
it out.
getting to eat some pork.
Yeah.
They're happy.
And they're like, you know what? Maybe all this is going to take some pressure off of Dad, and we're not going to have to live in this
Maybe
fear
they're thinking eventually
all
it's going to
day
be like this.
anymore. Right. So then Jim went on to announce that the basketball score of the boys playing in Georgetown, he was like, we won by 10 points. But they had actually lost by 10 points. But Jim could never tell the truth. They were not that good. They were inexperienced. They were just trying to get out of Jonestown.
Right.
For the day, for the night, for the week.
Something else.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But Jim's like, we did it. We whooped them. We whooped their fucking ass by 10 points.
In the name of Jesus.
Is
he still doing the name of Jesus
No.
shit? Tell me.
No? We're in the name of
It's
Jimsus.
the name of Jimsus.
Jimsus.
Okay. So he is full on the paraphilius.
Yes. Of so many.
So many of
Of
all
so many. He's the
I said this on the
paraphilius.
last one too. He is just the epitome of the reincarnate of him himself.
Jesus.
He
Or who?
He who
He.
up on high.
He is the bread. He's the life.
He's the Hugh
Hefner
on high.
Yes.
Yes.
But
Woo!
during Leo Ryan's speech, a note had been passed to a reporter from NBC, to Don Harris, by way of a man named Vernon Gosney, stating him and Monica Bagby needed help getting out of Jonestown. This is the note. This is where it all falls apart, okay? Now, a little boy, remember I told you they were all conditioned to tattle on each other?
Yeah.
A little boy had spotted this and said, he passed a note! He passed a note! So Jim knows. Jim knows already.
Oh, shit.
Everybody fucking knows.
Dun, dun.
Ryan, he decided to stay in Jonestown while everyone else, the rest of the media crew, everybody else, they went back to Port Kaituma. Now, many of the concerned relatives, they had to stay back in Georgetown. There just wasn't enough room. And Jim was like, no, they can't come. This, and this person can come. Them motherfuckers got to stay over there. Which would turn out to be better for them. Okay.
Yeah.
So they planned on leaving the next day. And Ryan, he wanted to help these people who had passed the note. He wanted to help them out. And Jim Jones, like I said, he already knew. And by the next morning, on November 18th, 1978, this is the date you will want to remember, 9 settlers escaped into the jungle, 6 adults and 3 kids. And they knew their absence would be overlooked with all the visitors there, okay? And to their surprise, they found 2 more. So that was 11 total that had escaped the morning prior to everybody waking up while everybody's there, while everything's going on. The theme park is in full swing. Yeah. So breakfast was served, and then Ryan commenced with more interviews. The media, they had went back to Port Kaituma. They showed back up. They got their truck back in. And Marceline's like, let me take you on a tour. And this was happening while he's interviewing other people. And the reporters, they found that everything was just a little too perfect, a little too rehearsed, and asked if they could just walk around by themselves. And Marceline was like, no, you got to stay with me. You got to stay with me.
You can't see what's happening behind Pirates of the Caribbean. Right?
Exactly.
Behind the curtains. Yeah. So a little later in the day, news of the 11, the early morning defectors, it had gotten spread around. So around noon, Jim Jones and his glasses showed up and learned about the defectors. And Ryan told him that there were a few more members that wanted to leave and he was going to take them. Period. That's it. You ain't got shit to say about this. They're going with me.
Jim is going to take them.
I was
No. Senator Ryan.
He's going to take
He
them.
told
about
Jim
to get them.
Jones.
Yeah.
There are a few more that want to leave, and I'm taking them with me.
Right. They
But he
have
didn't like
spoke
that.
out. And,
So Jones
Stepping on his toes.
put on the whole thing, and he was like, he tried to show them warmth. And Marceline said things. She's like, things will change. We're gonna do better. Everything's gonna be better. But these folks said, nope, we want to go. So they all gather their things, and then a huge, unexpected storm came through. And Jack Carter, who will be famous later on, he recalls that it felt like evil had blown into Jonestown, and everyone huddled into the pavilion. Now, after the storm blew over, Leo Ryan he had about 15 people that wanted to leave with him, and he told Jim Jones, I need their passports. You got to get them out of lockup. Yeah, because, like I said before, all their passports were in his possession.
he had them locked up.
He had them locked up.
Yeah.
The lawyers, they were all about this.
We're drinking so much of this.
We're drinking
like passing the communal
Jonestown
bucket.
cocktail. That's what we're going to call that.
Is this mine?
Yes.
Yes. Like I said, the lawyers were all about this, and they had actually been expecting a larger number. But Jones was absolutely enraged. Even one defector was too many for him. That was too much for Daddy Jones. He's like, fuck you. You're all traitors. Fuck you all. Now, he felt that this was just going to keep happening. to the point where Jonestown was no more.
He's losing his grip.
Yeah.
Yep.
And John Victor would mostly be taken from him sooner than later. His empire, it was crashing down. And the night before, he had been planning the last white night with Carolyn Layton, Maria Katsaris, Annie Moore, who had been kind of like a personal nurse and lover to Jim Jones at this point, and of course, Larry Schacht. The last white night was underway. It was planned.
I feel like you're fixing to really fuck us up.
Absolutely. You all know at this table how this ends.
This quadruple is fixing to get fucking fucked up right now.
So when the entourage and the defectors loaded in the truck back to Port Kaituma, a man named Al Simon, he comes running to the truck with a child in each arm saying that he wanted to leave too. And then Larry Layton said, "Me too." But Larry Layton was armed, and he was a plant, pretending to be a defector. So the rest of the defectors were like, huh? No way. This guy is super devoted. Something is wrong.
Yeah, if he's leaving, something's going on.
Right. So Leo Ryan, he had to stay behind and wait for another truck because so many wanted to leave. Which I say so many, it was only 15.
That's still a lot of people to try and get vehicled out.
Yeah, because they got to take this truck in the sticky mud to Port Kaituma. It's a thing. So while he was there, a follower, I forgot to write his name down, but it's in the books that I'm going to plug at the end of the episode. He came up behind him and tried to cut his throat, saying, "Motherfucker, you're going to die." But then this guy accidentally cut his own hand, and then the Jonestown security pulled him away. So when you see pictures,
you don't fuck with the machine.
Well, when you see pictures later on of Leo Ryan and he's splattered with blood, it was because of this guy and his hand that he sliced open. So now Ryan's like, "Wait for me, truck," and which had gotten stuck in the mud and was now being pulled out by a tractor. And Ryan said, "Fuck these people. If more want to leave, we'll try another day." But Jim, he knew it was all over. So everyone was instructed to go back to their cottages, and Jim went back to his cabin. And 6 armed men of the Red Brigade would follow that truck to Port Kaituma.
Is unspiraling right now. Yeah. His whole regime is just coming unwound.
Well, I'm going to go to Georgetown for a minute, okay? So Jim Jr., and Stephen, they were still in Georgetown, and they were told by Sharon Amos, who was the PR director, who lived in Georgetown in the Lamaha Gardens. That was the Jonestown chapel there, or whatever you want to call it, chapter. Yeah.
The face.
So she said, "Hey, you need to come to the radio room. Your father wants to speak with you." So Big Jim, he says to them, "Hey, you're going to meet with Mr. Frazier." And this code meant everybody dies.
What?
Yeah. So little Jimmy Jr., who is a grown man, but he's still a junior, he summoned for the other Jonestown boys, including Steven, to come back from the movies because they had already played their basketball. They were at a movie.
They're all out celebrating.
Right. They come back and they did just in time for Sharon Amos, a very devoted follower, to receive the code KNIV. And everyone in Lamaha Gardens and in San Francisco also received this code. And Steven, he's like, "Hold on. Wait a minute. Y'all chill. Hold on. Give it a minute." So now, back in Port Kaituma, the truck has arrived, the planes have arrived, and Senator Ryan and the entourage and the defectors, they're getting ready to board, okay? But some, they were going to have to stay in Port Kaituma because there were only 24 seats and there were 33 people now, okay? So there's total panic and everyone's weary. I mean, really weary of Larry Layton's presence. They're like, why the fuck is this guy here? And then the armed Red Brigade show up. And while Ryan was filming one last interview with the media, because they were going to be the first to leave so they could release their stories, Larry Layton opened fire, shooting the defectors, and then the Red Brigade joined in the shooting, and then they took off. So now Leo Ryan and a few of the defectors and some of the media were dead.
And they have shook up the fucking machine. It has been shown.
And then the rest were either wounded or they took off into the jungle. And they're trying to wait and see if the Red Brigade returns. And then they had to wait for another plane in the morning. Now, the author of Raven, Tim Ritterman, was among this media entourage. And he survived. And that's why we have this book.
The Raven.
We have Raven. Okay. In Jonestown, it was time for the final white night. Everyone was summoned into the pavilion, and the pavilion was circled with armed guards. Jim Jones could be heard saying to Maria Katsaris, "Is there a way to make it taste less bitter?"
What?
She shook her head no, and Jim told Maria to make sure that Larry Schacht could make it taste less bitter.
I mean, our flavor aid over here is really fucking good. We've almost finished.
But we don't have it mixed with cyanide.
No.
What?
We have it.
Lindsay, what?
God.
Yeah.
What happened? What? You just threw what?
We mixed ours with a tropical punch vodka. Theirs was mixed with cyanide.
Oh, fuck. Did you? What?
Somewhere in the
drinking?
commune, there were already test subjects laying dead.
Really?
Yeah.
Lindsay.
So they could see how fast it was going to happen.
Happens. Lindsay.
So then Jim takes the stage.
How very much I've loved you. How very much I've tried my best to give you the good life. But in spite of all of that I've tried, a handful of our people with their lies have made our life impossible. There's no way to detach ourselves from what's happened today. Not only we're in a compound situation, not only are there those who have left and committed the betrayal of the century. Some have stolen children from others, and they're in pursuit right now to kill them because they stole their children. And we are sitting here waiting on a powder keg. I don't think this is what we want to do with our babies. I don't think that's what we had in mind to do with our babies. It was said by the greatest of prophets from time immemorial, no man takes my life from me, I lay my life down. So to sit here and wait for the catastrophe that's going to happen on that airplane, it's going to be a catastrophe. Almost happened here. Almost happened. The congressman was nearly killed here. But you can't steal people's children. You can't take off with people's children without expecting a violent reaction. And that's not so unfamiliar to us either. Even if we were Judeo-Christian, if we weren't communists, the world, the kingdom suffereth violence, and the violence shall take it by force. If we can't live in peace, then let's die in peace. We've been so betrayed. We have been so terribly betrayed. But we tried, and as Jack Beam often said, I don't know where he's at right this moment. Where's Jack? He said, if this only worked one day, it was worthwhile. Because what's going to happen here in a matter of a few minutes is that one of those people on that plane is going to shoot the pilot. I know that. I didn't plan it, but I know it's going to happen. They're going to shoot that pilot, and down comes that plane into the jungle. And we had better not have any of our children left when it's over, because they'll parachute in here on us. I'm telling you just as plain as I know how to tell you, I've never lied to you. I never have lied to you. I know that's what's going to happen. That's what he intends to do, and he will do it. He'll do it. Fortunately, being so bewildered with many pressures on my brain, seeing all these people behave so treasonous, it was just too much for me to put together. But I now know what he was telling me, and it'll happen. If the plane gets in the air, even. So my opinion is that we be kind to children and be kind to seniors and take the portion like they used to take in ancient Greece and step over quietly, because we are not committing suicide. It's a revolutionary act. We can't go back. They won't leave us alone. They're now going back to tell more lies, which means more congressmen, and there's no way we can survive.
Lindsay, why do you got me puddled? So puddled right now. I am just literally full on puddled right now.
It's going to get worse.
No, it's not. I'm going to leave. I'm getting on that plane. You
can't leave. Yeah. You're committed.
Oh, it's way worse. I'm not allowed to cry over here, am I?
So at this point, the People's Temple were hopeful that this was just a test. But it was not.
And he's been preparing them for all that this whole time.
Larry Schacht and nurses came out with vats of cyanide mixed with Flavor Aid.
Fuck! What the?
The children were the first to go, and their parents were to administer the liquid by syringe into their mouths, all while the band played and people were lining up to thank Jim Jones.
Not a part of us, so we might as well end it now, because I don't see...
Talking, the congressman has been murdered. It's all over, all over. What a legacy, what a legacy. But the Red Brigade's the only ones that ever made any sense anyway. They invaded our privacy. They came into our home. They followed us 6,000 miles away. The Red Brigade showed them justice. The congressman's dead.
No fucking justice here.
Please get us some medication. It's simple. It's simple. There's no convulsions with it. It's just simple. Just please get it. Before it's too late, the GDF will be here. I tell you, get moving. Get moving. Get moving. Don't be afraid to die. If these people land out here, they'll torture some of our children here. They'll torture our people. They'll torture our seniors. We cannot have this. Are you going to separate yourself from whoever shot the congressman? I don't know who shot him.
I just want to say something to everyone that I see that is standing around and crying. This is nothing to cry about. This is something we should all rejoice about. We should be happy about this. They always told us we should cry when you're coming into this world.
Yeah.
Well, when we're living in peaceful, I think we should be happy about this. I was just thinking about Jim Jones.
Session while people are dying. Children.
And suffered. He is the only God, and he don't even have a chance to enjoy himself here. And I wanted to say one more thing. This is one thing I want to say. That children
Sorry about the audio, everybody.
It's many more here. He's still, that's not all of us. That's not all yet. That's just a few that has got a chance to get to the one that they could tell their story to, their lives to. So I'm looking at so many people crying. I wish you would not cry and just thank Father. Just thank him. I've been here about...
Thank you.
9 months. And I never felt better in my life, not in San Francisco, but until I came to Jonestown. I've enjoyed this life. I've had a beautiful life. out. We should be happy. At least I am. Let's take a little thing.
At this point, children are literally dying around them.
They're clapping and praising him. And they're playing the little church music and shit in the background.
The band's always got to play.
To be alive today. I just like to thank Dad because he was the only one that stood up for me when I needed him.
You're
thank you, Dad.
Me, Lindsay.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm abusing myself.
I'm glad you're my brothers and sisters, and I'm glad to be here. Okay.
Please, for God's sakes, let's get on with it. We've lived as no other people have lived and loved.
This is the rush
We've had
part.
as much of this world as you're going to get. Let's just be done with it. Let's be done with the agony of it. It's far, far harder to have to watch you every day die slowly. And from the time you're a child to the time you get gray, you're dying. It's honest, and I'm sure that they'll pay for it. They'll pay for it. This is a revolutionary suicide. This is not a self-destructive suicide. So they'll pay for this. They brought this upon us, and they'll pay for that. I leave that destiny to them.
Liz.
I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you.
Who wants to go with their child has a right to go with their child.
This is rough.
I think it's humane.
Humane?
I want to go. I want to see you go, though. They can take me and do with me whatever they want to do. I want to see you go. I don't want to see you go through this hell no more.
I don't want to see you go through this hell, but they can take me. Yeah.
We're trying. If everybody will relax, the best thing you do to relax, then you have no problem.
So at
You'll
this
have no
point,
problem with the thing if you just relax.
Marceline is beside herself, and then that'll come up.
The children here a great deal because of Jim Jones. And the way the children are laying there now, I'd rather see them lay like that than to see them have to die like the Jews did, which was pitiful anyhow. And I'd just like to thank Dad for giving us life and also death. And I appreciate the fact the way our children are going. Because like Dad said, when they come in, what they're going to do to our children, they're going to massacre our children. And also the ones that they take captured, they're going to just let them grow up and be dummies like they want them to be. And not grow up to be a socialist like
so brainwashed.
The one and only Jim Jones.
So brainwashed.
Yeah. So I'd like to thank Dad for our opportunity for letting Jonestown be not what it could be, but what Jonestown is. Thank you, Dad.
It's not to be feared. It is not to be feared. It's a friend. It's a friend. You're sitting there.
Death
Show
is
your
a
love for
friend.
one another. Calm, let's get calm, let's get calm. To us, we had nothing we could do. We can't separate ourselves from our own people.
Why does everybody have too many THs in their words?
20 years laying in some old rotten nursing home.
As the band plays.
Taking us through all these anguish years. They took us and put us in chains, and that's nothing. There's no comparison to that, to this. They robbed us of our land, and they've taken us and driven us, and we tried to find ourselves. We tried to find a new beginning, but it's too late. You can't separate yourself from your brother and your sister. No way I'm going to do it. I refuse. I don't know who fired the shot. I don't know who killed the congressman. But as far as I'm concerned, I killed him. You understand what I'm saying? I killed him. He had no business coming. I told him not to come.
Lindsay, I am fucking puddled, dude. Oh my God. gotta stop it, man. This is.
It's almost over. It's almost over.
Thank you guys so much for following along. This is so horrific.
Die with respect. Die with a degree of dignity. Lay down your life with dignity. Don't lay down with tears and agony.
Yeah.
There's nothing to death. It's like Max said. It's just stepping over into another plane. Don't be this way. Stop this hysterics. This is not the way for people who are socialist, communists to die. No way for us to die. We must die with some dignity. Soon we'll have no choice. Now we have some choice. You think they're going to allow this to be done and allow us to get by with this?
Must be insane.
They are insane.
But children, it's just something to put you to rest. Oh, God. Mother, 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 please. Mother, please, please, please.
This is Marceline. She's
Don't do
breaking down
this.
at
Don't do this. Lay down your life with your child, but don't do this. Free at last. Peace. Keep your emotions down. Keep your emotions down. Children, it will not hurt if you'll be quiet. If you'll be quiet.
So I can't take it.
Yeah, that's enough.
People are literally dying of cyanide right now.
Yeah.
In this moment on these tapes. And you can listen to the whole 44 minutes
of this
recording
while everybody is. I'm crying, Lindsay.
I'm crying, and that's my fourth time
I've
listening
lost
to
my
it.
composure over this one. I am puddled way more than you can't. I don't think you'll have anything more that you can throw at me right now. The callus has to be fully, just as much as this red label drink that I did earlier that tasted like a saddle.
Well,
it is calloused.
Jim had promised a quick and easy death for all, but it was definitely not that. Cyanide takes you of all the oxygen in your body.
You can hear them gasping.
And you convulse and you foam at the mouth. People screamed and cried, as you heard in the audio. And the ones that fought it, they were forced by the armed guards and were injected by needles. This process would take about 4 hours. And in the end, 909 people were dead. 918, including the ones at the airstrip, and 300, I wrote in my notes 200, but I further investigated, 300 were children.
Oh my God.
Now, back in Georgetown, Stephen Jones had saved every member of the Georgetown People Temple members and the San Francisco members by staying with them, by saying, we're not going to do this, we're not going to die, except for Sharon Amos, who was the PR representative, and she took her and her children into a bathroom where she slit their throats and cut her own wrists. But most, like I said, everybody else other than her, they survived. And it would take it would take days, a couple of weeks to bring up the entire death count, because it was so hot there that bodies were decomposing and only 409 were identified out of all of the 900.
I remember, because I said I'd seen some documentaries and things on this, but not this fucking detailed, Lindsay. And the aerial view looked like a pile of clothes laying there.
Yeah.
It does.
Each pile of clothes was a human being.
It does.
Yeah.
I have screenshots of the aerial view. And Jim Jones and his pussy ass, motherfucking ass, he was dead by gunshot.
Yep.
He killed
didn't drink.
He shot himself.
Nope.
No?
Couldn't even do it himself.
Annie Moore, who had been his personal nurse, she was the closer. She took care of everything in the end, where she shot him and laid him on a pillow and then shot herself.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're wrestling later. We're
wrestling earlier
and later and all of it, and we just drank the tea.
Yeah,
while you're spilling
I know.
the tea.
I've got mascara all over my eyeballs because no matter how much I have listened to this, you can't desensitize to children screaming in the background. You just can't. You can't.
I'm glad that's over because you just was fucking me up. He had to leave.
He went to his cabin and died on a pillow.
I'm talking about our guest over here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, our guest had to step out
in the middle of our
conversation.
He's like, I'm deuces.
I'm done.
I'm done. Well, fuck, Lindsay. That's fucking far out. This is the most far out thing you've ever done to me.
With that being said, Jim Jones had also been previously connected to another case that we talked about not too long ago about Harvey Milk and Mayor George Moscone.
What?
Who died literally days later by assassination. So there is a conspiracy because the People's Temple had literally gotten Mayor George Moscone into office. Okay?
Oh, they all help with so that ties into a pod we've done before. Mm-hmm. The Milk, the Harvey legendary.
And George Moscone, he literally appointed Jim Jones as chairman of the San Francisco Housing Authority Commission. And he died November 27th, 1978. That was, 10 days later?
Yeah.
Then all of this happened.
Shit.
Yeah. Wow. So there are conspiracy theories galore that all you conspiracy theories that may be listening, you can look those up.
Well, and hit us
There's
up
podcasts
too.
and hit us up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, all of the people that remained surviving in Georgetown were held in contempt for a while before they were going out, and that most of them, they knew. Tim Stone has a memoir. Grace Stone. All of those players, Stephen Jones, Little Jimmy Jr., they all have memoirs that you can read. You can Google all of those. And then the books that I personally listened to were Raven by Jim Reiterman, who was a survivor of the airstrip in Port Kaituma. He was one of the survivors. And then The Road to Jonestown was written by Jeff Guinn, which is, I guess that's how you say his name. It's spelled Jeff, Guinn, which is said to be a more authentic and it's more accurate.
I mean, you've had me sitting on a fucking sheet of glass the whole time. I'm walking on broken glass. I mean, the whole time. Glass. My cheeks are slam ass full.
They're clenched
right now of Jonestown glass. As you take a sip out of that glass of the
remaining
Jonestown brew.
The last
Jonestown brew.
Jonestown brew.
Whew. But we did it. We're done. We have covered Jonestown.
The whole damn thing.
We have conquered that beast.
And you just, Lindsay.
I know. I fucked up everybody.
We made it to the end.
We did it.
I'm allowed to play this little part because now we've made it.
And I want to get this motherfucker out my head.
Thank you, Lindsay. Over here.
Just to put in perspective, the road to Jonestown is 17 hours, and Raven is 29 hours.
29 hours?
Of audible listening that I have listened to. Also, along with other podcasters, I always listen to other podcasters and their opinions.
So if
and
you
things
listen
like
to
that.
any of that, bring your teddy bear and a blanket.
I listened to the conspiracy theories behind it, which they debunked a lot of it. They really don't think that there's a conspiracy. They legit think that Jim Jones was just an absolute crazy charismatic cult leader that just led these people to their death. And that's pretty much, to me, is what it was. Now, I do believe that he had eyes and ears and bodies and guns in other areas that could have resulted to others' death.
Could have been worse.
The two people that I mentioned earlier, the Myrtles, who changed their last name to Mills, they were later killed a year later.
Really?
Yeah. So like murdered in their house.
He had pockets still going after all that.
Yeah. Wow.
And like I said, George Moscone and Harvey Milk, they died not 10 days later. Now, I don't think that guy was in bed with anything that had to do with the Jonestown, because he was a right-wing Republican, where these were leftist people 100%, you know. And
but the tie-in for all that.
But it's just wild that it all happened within days of each other.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, of course, there's going to be conspiracies behind that because it happened so quickly.
Lindsay, the 4 horsemen could not carry me through this motherfucking story you just gave me right here.
I'm so sorry, but we have conquered the beast. I told you that was one that that one's one that stuck with me.
You just like all this stuff, and it builds up, and then all the shit happens at the runway, and the shit just coming toward.
Yeah, and that's how it happened in real life. Yeah, it was just bam, 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 bam.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I just thought you were just going to ramble on for like 2 more days, and
I'm going to quote Marcus
took a nap in
from last podcast on the left. A 27-year empire ended with the catchphrase, "Don't drink the Kool-Aid."
The Kool-Aid.
And it wasn't even goddamn Kool-Aid. It was Flavor Aid.
Which we finished, by the way.
Yeah, we got to the end of our cocktail.
Did anybody finish the cyanide? I'm just kidding. Oh my God.
Listen, we've been recording now for 4 hours. We're good. We've survived.
I'm loopy. Of just emotional roller coaster.
It's been a journey.
Sucks, Lindsay. And Jim Jones's dick can dick the fuck off.
We're closing down the Jonestown theme park, and now we're going to plug some music.
I can play a
Jesse,
band?
What is the name of your band?
I got a cool one. You guys want to check this bitch out right here? Oh my God, dude. I have a cool ass band. Epic is what I put on the notes. Yes. And I don't put bands in the front, but I had to put this band in the front because we fit into fucking juke to this one.
Okay, I'm excited.
I want you guys to check this band out. They're called Over the Bridge. And the song, I'm not going to tell you, Lindsay. You'll know it, though. You'll know this one.
I already know that one.
Thank you guys so much for checking us out. Thank you guys for following us.
And thank you, Cindy and Jason, for sitting in with us.
Thank you for coming and drinking the Kool-Aid with us. Yes. Right? Or the
Flavor Aid.
The Flavor Aid.
Right. We're going to play some juke to you. Put on your headphones. We're gonna juke this out. Crank it up, everybody. Here it goes.
Same OG, but I've been low-key. Hated on by most these rats with no cheese, no deals and no G's, no wheels and no keys, no boats, no snowmobiles and no skis. Mad at me cause I can finally afford to provide my family with groceries. Got a crib in the studio and it's all full of tracks to add to the wall full of plaques. Hanging up in the office and back of my house like trophies. Y'all think I'm on my dough freeze? Ho please, better bow down on both knees. Who you think taught you to smoke trees? Who you think brought you the ODs, Ease, Ice Cubes and DOCs? Snoop D and Double G's and the group that said motherfuck the police. Who gave you a tape full of dope beats? Bump through when it's strolling the hood. And when the album sales weren't doing the good news, the doctor that told you to go see. Y'all better listen up closely. All you fellas said that I turn pop with a firm flop. Y'all are the reason that Mikey ain't been getting no sleep. So fuck y'all, all of y'all. If y'all don't like me, blow me. Y'all gon' keep fucking around with me and turn me back to the old me. Nowadays everybody wanna talk that they got something to say, but it only comes out when they move the lips. It's a bunch of gibberish and motherfuckers acting they forgot about dream. Nowadays everybody wanna talk that they got something to say, but it only comes out when they move the lips. It's a bunch of gibberish and motherfuckers acting they forgot about dream. What do you say to somebody you hate? Anyone trying to make trouble your way? Wanna resolve things in a bloody way? Man, study a tape of Eminem and Dre. One day I was walking by with my Walkman on when I caught a guy, gave me an awkward eye. I strangled him off in the parking lot with his caulking eye. I don't give a fuck if it's dark or not. Harder than me trying to park and die, so I'm drunk as fuck. Right next to a humongous truck in a 2-car garage. Hopping out with 2 broken legs, trying to walk it off. Fuck you too, bitch, call the cops. I'ma kill you and them loud ass motherfucking barking dogs. And when the cops came through, me and Mike stood next to a burnt out house with a can for the gas and a hand for the matches. Still one found out. So from here on out, it's a chronic too. Saw the day, tomorrow's a new. In a suit up, going up to choke, get it in for the jobs and chew. It's Cooper Ross, Slim Shady. How the minutes to the twin bags. And the Mercedes, bends with the windows up, with the 10 goes up to the mid-80s. Calling me ladies, sorry that, but I've been crazy. There's a way that you can save me. It's okay, go with Kim Haley. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk that they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move the lips. It's a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers acting, I forgot about drink. Nowadays, everybody wanna talk that they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move the lips. It's a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers acting, I forgot about drink.
Holy shit.
I know, Lindsay. Holy shit.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That one was really fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love like covers and shit that just comes back together. And,
And it was all reggae
fire,
and beachy.
summer,
Yeah.
and it had like a dark like night theme to like some old school something. It was just like it's fire. It's
It was
fucking
pretty
fire.
cool.
It's fucking fire.
Yeah.
We were jamming.
Yes.
Legit. Like,
Love him. Love them. Check them
smiles
out.
on all the faces.
They do a lot
here.
of covers. They do a lot of cool shit, you know. So check out Over the Bridge.
And that's what we needed.
That's what we
after
needed.
that
Is that what we
horrific
needed?
fucking case. Yeah.
I feel like that was what we needed.
yes.
Like, that's what we needed.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And the name of the
So
band
good.
is Epic?
Yeah.
Or Over the Bridge?
Over the Bridge.
Over the Bridge.
The
Okay.
band is Epic.
The band is Epic.
Some cool ass
Their
covers.
name is Over the Bridge.
Check out all their material.
I'm going to follow them right now.
Follow them. Check them out. And yeah, all the cool stuff. Do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just like, you know, kind of drinking the Flavor Aid. Just do it.
Oh my
Do
God.
it right now.
Don't do
Right
that.
now. Just do it. Just do it.
Don't do that. Don't drink the
I'm
Flavor
just
Aid.
trying to. I can't.
Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Even though we are literally drinking Flavor Aid right now.
Oh.
If you're in a cult, don't drink it.
That was like the craziest build up to like the
fastest like
glass.
yeah,
Just,
slam into the wall.
The seat got hotter, and she's like, "Play this from this to this," and I'm like, "Fuck you from this to that," and she's like, just dropping bombs the whole time. Lindsay, you puddled me.
I know.
Over here.
I'm so sorry.
You really did. Thank you guys so much for hanging out for all. If you listen to all the episodes, you're stronger than me because I wasn't here for all of them.
Yes, you were.
Okay, I was.
You have been here for
I had
all
to
of
be.
them.
The abuse that happens over here, I swear. Lindsay puts me through all of it.
So on Instagram, Over the Bridge is OTB, which is East Coast Rock Reggae.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah, so follow them on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Drink About
Lindsay,
Something. Send us an email, drinkaboutSomethingPod@gmail.com.
Just drink about something.site.
And drinkaboutSomething.site. We've got merch. We got the episodes. You can find us on any platform,
Yeah.
including YouTube.
We're doing good. I love
Yes.
it. It's very good. It's very good stuff. So, with that being said, Lindsay,
We love you guys.
we'll see you guys
Well, we're ready to go.
next Friday. We got to go grill some shit. We're going to go grill
we
and
got to
shit.
grill and cook dinner. And we've got a house full of guests now.
Yes, it's a whole
it's a party.
So we'll see you guys next Friday.
Bye.